I'm Tony Van Veen, CEO of Discmakers. Today I want to address not just artists, but also music fans with a very important message. But before I go there, if you happen to hear other noises, there is construction outside, but I have to get this video done. So here's my important message. There's a growing tidal wave of artists and labels removing their music from the streaming services. And so if you only possess your favorite music as a Spotify or Apple Music subscription, it is at potential risk of disappearing, maybe forever. Check out these two recent headlines in my daily digital music news email. Snoop Dogg, who as you may know recently bought Death Row Records and wants to turn it into an NFT label, removed his album Doggy Style plus Dr. Dre's classic The Chronic from all streaming services. At the same time, Pink Floyd announced they were removing all their music from streaming services in Russia and Belarus. Now clearly what's happening in Russia is absolutely atrocious. Putin should be dragged in front of the International Court of Justice, convicted of crimes against humanity, and thrown in jail for a long time. But if you're just an average Russian being fed state media lies, you're also a victim of Vladimir Putin and his actions. And now, in the days where the message from another brick in the wall about mind control might offer a young Russian some strength to resist the Putin regime, it's not there for them to listen to. Then, of course, you'll recall the recent Joe Rogan kerfuffle, where Neil Young and Joni Mitchell and a number of other artists pulled their music from Spotify. What's the point I'm trying to make? If you only consume your music through a streaming subscription, you are renting your music, not owning it. And it can disappear at any time. The only way to ensure that you'll always be able to enjoy your music is by owning it, not renting it. That means having it on CD, vinyl, or download, or USB. If you know me a little bit, you won't be surprised that my favorite permanent format is the CD because of the sound quality and the graphics. But I still listen to downloads of old albums from time to time, and to vinyl as well. Every one of these formats allows you to keep a permanent copy of your music playable at any time, regardless of the geopolitical situation. Though, in the case of downloads, you better have a backup of your music in case your hard drive crashes. And speaking of geopolitical situations, there's this. We've seen global tensions rise in recent years, mostly between China and the US. And then it ratcheted up dramatically in recent months with the Russian troop buildup and the invasion of Ukraine. The economic sanctions on Russia are something unprecedented. Most US companies have pulled out of Russia and some out of Belarus. New American movies are no longer released there. And Spotify, which by the way is a Swedish company, no longer offers its premium service in Russia because MasterCard and Visa don't operate there anymore. We've also seen economic sanctions over the years on Iran and North Korea and Cuba and Venezuela and Russia. Russia's been sanctioned for a long time. And more recent trade skirmishes with China and even with Europe. So what does this mean? I'm not trying to be alarmist or, God forbid, xenophobic. I'm just a humble disc-making guy who wants to impress upon you the simple message that if you don't own a permanent record of your music, your streaming subscription is not guaranteed to work forever in a world that appears increasingly hostile to each other. Spotify is Swedish, Apple Music and Amazon are American, TikTok and Tencent are Chinese, Believe Digital, TuneCore's owner, is French. We live in an interconnected world of music tech. Could they be impacted by future trade skirmishes? I imagine they could, as unlikely as it may be. So in a world where most fans rent their music, I imagine you would want your fans to be able to own your music. And when you're ready for that, we'll be here to make it happen for you. I'll see you next week.